So just because you mentioned insurance, let's talk about insurance a little bit. So I've heard from a few I was talking to a dentist who was actually was mentioning something with insurance and what they accept and don't accept. What would be some upsides or downsides to medical people accepting insurances or not, like from your perspective, from your end of the stick?
Yeah, so the world of insurance has changed over the years. I mean, I wasn't around like 10, 20 years ago when supposedly people I know in the field who used to be in that area told me that, you could still take insurance and you didn't have to spend only 20 minutes per patient. You had time, you didn't have to rush, you didn't have to see so many to make ends meet. But as you know, the state of the world or country and the cost of healthcare and everything kind of put everything in a different shift. So, as the years gone by, the insurances and Medicare, for example, have been paying less and less per patient interaction, even for the same type of tests, even for the same amount of time you spend with them. So unfortunately, for the patients, it's like it becomes like you get what you pay for, right? So a lot of doctors who are kind of like me now, who are trying to not take insurance, we do it because we have no choice. Because if I want to spend the amount of quality time with a patient and still like provide good care and, make enough money for the business, because ultimately I am a business, I can't afford to be with insurance. And so a lot of patients, especially depending on the demographics where you are, where your office is. I'm in an area where, thank God, like there are people who are able to afford it. If I was in another location, for example, where there's less affluent people, that wouldn't have really worked that well, for me at least, because, maybe people can't afford. But unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, is ultimately a financial thing too when you run your own private practice.
100%. So when you say that you ultimately won't be able to afford with accepting insurance,
yeah,
in what way would accepting insurance make you less money?
Well, because, if for me to make the same amount of money and take insurance, I'll have to see double the amount of patients. That means I can't spend as much time with each patient. And therefore, it's just a bad thing. I don't like to rush patients. And that's what people like me, because I don't rush them. I let them talk and ask questions, and I ask questions to them. And, so people like that.
It's like a therapy session.
Yeah, in a sense, I am sort of a therapist, a pseudo-therapist sometimes. I do like to go a little bit into mental health, but not too much. Whenever it's necessary, whenever it's needed. But the point is, it's not feasible for doctors who want to only see X number of patients a day to still also accept insurance, unfortunately. I'm as I was mentioning to you earlier, like this month I stopped taking PPOs, but I'm still with Medicare and people with Medicare basically. And so, I think it's fine. It's doable. I mean, we'll see what happens in the next 5 years or so. Things change all the time.
Right. Interesting. So it's because you don't want to compromise on the quality of care that you offer.
Right.
That you won't make it like a revolving door.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to not see certain patients. I mean, because of my new policies, for example, it feels like it's a little bit skewed towards more older patients, because I still take Medicare, but, and it makes it less of a diverse population of patients I'm treating. But at the same time, I have to look at the big picture for me, kind of thing. So
yeah. Love it.